Hello and welcome back to Quartzlight, your car brochure channel. Today we're going to look at the Mercedes-Benz W123 series. Welcome back, and if you are into car brochures, this should be the channel for you, so please do subscribe. So back to today's story, the Mercedes-Benz W123 series arrived in 1975 and ran until 1986. They soon got the reputation for being extremely reliable, extremely well-built cars. Not only that, but also the ability to travel great distances. They were so good and so long-lived. In Germany, they were often chosen as taxis because their ability to do 500,000, 1,000,000 kilometres was common, and with very few mechanical issues. They really were that good. Not only that, but after their life as a taxi, they were then sold and sent off to Africa because they were so good on rough roads and needing very little mechanical work. They had a new life even after that hard life as a taxi. They were incredible cars, really. Certainly up there as one of my favourite cars. Some people would see these as a luxury car, and not for this channel, but really they were everyday cars. Like I say, there were taxis in Germany. The UK, yeah, we saw them a bit more as a luxury car, but they soon became very affordable to the average person. Yes, prices have gone up, of course, now, but they were very cheap at one time to pick up a used W123. So the brochure today is from 1978. It's showing three versions of the W123, three engine choices, the 200, the 230 and the 250, which we'll have a look at in this brochure. So let's see what we can see. So here we have the front cover, as you can see, and I always think they're a very elegant and very attractively designed car. This is Mercedes-Benz before the days when they decided they've got a budget and they've got a profit to make. They really were over-engineered. And some people say, oh, cars were better in the olden days. I think in the case of Mercedes, they really were much better. If they didn't rust out eventually, because the mechanicals would last indefinitely, really, they would be more around today. Although they weren't particularly prone to rust, obviously. They're an old car today. Like I said, this brochure is showing three petrol choices, a 200, a 230 and a 250, and we'll have a look at those in a while. The 250 is a 6-cylinder unit. One other thing to mention about these cars, they had a great array of colours. The colour choices were fantastic. And another thing to mention about these, by far my favourite wheel trim of all time. The centre was painted the same colour as the body, and like I say, by far my favourite wheel trim. They were a real classy, well-made hubcap. They really were that nice. Not particularly well equipped, actually, the Mercedes-Benz. Considering in the UK we saw them more as a luxury vehicle, not so much in the rest of the world. The rest of the world saw them more as just a very well-built car. Equipment levels were low. You got wind-up windows, which is surprising. But you could get them. Everything was really an option. That was the problem, really. And obviously, if you put all the options on there, they did become an expensive vehicle. But nevertheless, let's have a look inside today's brochure. And you'll find with this brochure, it's a very lengthy, wordy brochure. So we're not going to spend too much time on each page. Otherwise, this video would be probably an hour long. One thing to note, there is a dealer stamp on this one. It came from Eastgate, Pickering, Yorkshire. North Riding Garages Limited. I wonder what's there now. If you do know, please do bleep blop it down in the comments there. That would be interesting to know. This is a little bit of a history of Mercedes, which we're not going to read in too much detail. Over on the next page, again, more information on the version. Let's just have a quick look at this. Like I said, I don't want to spend too much on each page, but let's just have a quick look at this text. Off here saying, compromise ends where Mercedes-Benz quality begins. The cars are a combination of performance, safety and comfort, all to a very high standard, together with a degree of economy that at first glance hardly appears possible. And of course you did get diesels, which would tend to be used as taxis, which were very economical but not particularly fast, as none of them really were. They weren't a particularly quick motor car. The 200, the 230, the 250 models are compact and manoeuvrable. They are small on the outside but big inside. The driver can see all four corners of the car. There is plenty of room for 5 people in complete comfort. Countless features, each one accurately designed with coordination to reduce stress, provide relaxation and to make motoring a pleasure, a precious rarity on today's roads. It then goes on to tell us a bit about the equipment on there. So it says one reason for the relaxing comfort and economy that these cars offer is a wide range of features which are standard equipment. It includes many that are extras on other cars, so child-proof locks on rear doors, laminated windscreen, disc brakes on all 4 wheels, long life exhaust system, diagnostic sockets on the engine, headlight adjustment, heated rear screen, halogen fog lamps and headlamp units, quartz crystal clocks and many more. A warning buzzer to tell you when you have opened the door and the headlights are still on. Integrated reversing and rear fog lights, double acting gas pressure shock absorbers, anti-dive control, steering dampers, 3-speed wipers, fully comprehensive protective against corrosion. More equipment than on almost any other make of car. This then is the real quality of the Mercedes-Benz 200, 230 and 250 models, the ultimate in common sense. Yeah, that's a bit of a spiel, but really, the cars that didn't have this equipment were way cheaper. And like I say, if you wanted some luxury equipment like electric windows, you had to pay more for them. So, take that as you will. It talks about comfort as well, and to be honest with you, the seats in W123 are a bit like concrete. They're not exactly the most comfortable cars I've ever found, but like I said, the quality is really there. I always remember Quentin Wilson, if you know who that is, always spouting on about Mercedes-Benz being hewn from granite at this time. They really were extremely well built, and it's sad that Mercedes aren't still making these quality motor cars. And as we zoom out again, we can see that we can actually open this front page and see the full page of this German registered W123 in yellow. Yellow was quite a common colour. You saw a lot of these 123s in yellow, and I think it really looked good in the 70s. Again, with colour match wheel trims. I know I keep going on about these wheel trims, but they are my favourite by far for a 70s or newer vehicle. They were just incredible, weren't they? All the other cars had these horrendous wheel trims, and these had this very beautiful wheel trim, which I even prefer to a alloy wheel, I must admit. We'll fold this back up again and we'll turn to the page and see what else we can see. Like I said, I'm not going to go into huge detail on all these vehicles. There will be a spec page at the end where we can have a look at the different choices of them 3 different engine choices. A nice front view of the W123. You can see these twin lights, and you can see one smaller than the other, and lots of chrome. I do like all that chrome on them as well. They really seem to suit that in the 70s. Again, more images of the 123. Again, another colour again. This is almost like a lime green type of colour. I don't know if that picks it up on camera. But like I say, such a huge variety of colours. And here it's showing towing, because I know it could tow. It was a strong car. It's saying a suspension that stays unruffled even at high speeds. Again, one of the reasons why they did so well in Africa as well. And then it starts showing about some what it refers to as seeing and believing in a safe car that can still be good looking, the safety of it, and this is showing some of the features. On this particular one, it's actually showing a wash wipe on the headlamps. Quite a rare option, that one. The rear headlamps, interestingly, they're not, you can see how they've got this like ribbed effect on there, not just for good looks. The Mercedes really did develop this as a way of keeping your rear lights clear by having this ribbed effect. So it was a practical reason why they did that. And then we get to this centre pages, one of my favourite pages. Very distinctive headrest, don't they, the W123. Of course, the mascot, which they had on there at this time. These sorts of mascots, radiator mascots, however you want to describe them. Phased out over time for safety reasons, although these did bend back actually. But when you open the page, it gives a lovely image of that rear seat. Rare to see them in leather. This is fabric trim. On this side, it's talking about comfort to make driving easier. And then on the opposite side, it's showing out comfort and space because you need them, sort of that seat design and this ventilation system, which were quite an attractive little design. And then if we turn over, we get a nice image of the interior. A very classy place that would be to sit behind. You kind of would feel a little bit special sitting in that driving position, I think. And the main thing is good quality. We're not getting rattles and squeaks from this interior. It's all put together really nicely. You can see all the blanking plates though, for all the options you could get. If you got a base model with no options, really, like I say, it was a very stark interior, I think. We then go on to make it your Mercedes, and this is where it's talking about all the extras you can get. And it starts off, which I'm not really sure, it just starts off going over, we get lots of equipment on Mercedes-Benz, but if you want more, you can get more. So it's telling you that this is true of additional controls, of in-car entertainment, sliding roof, rear compartment lights, electrically operated windows, all extras, and also you can get things like an automatic transmission on there as well. I think the automatic transmission, I think that is something I would have chosen for sure if I was getting one. Mercedes-Benz and that automatic, very, very good automatic transmissions do Mercedes make. The manual ones a little bit notchy, I think they really do suit them being an automatic in this case. And it's telling us there is an optional equipment for Mercedes-Benz cars, which we're not going to look at today. And then overleaf, it's showing another colour, this very attractive green. As we turn over still further, it's showing now a red version in a flock of sheep. Don't car brochures have strange images. I'm not sure how this would make me want to buy a Mercedes-Benz, really. This very strange guy who's obviously just dressed up to be a farmer, and this lady talking to him saying move the sheep, I guess, but I don't know why that would make you buy a Mercedes-Benz. I really don't know what they were thinking there. And then it's just talking about some of the quality, the details of that Mercedes-Benz that you're buying. A nice little, looks like the same car now is doing like a hairpin bend, unusually. Looking a little bit unsteady, I must admit. It doesn't look like it's handling that road too well, but there it is, another attractive Mercedes-Benz in red. And then it talks about real economy because of quality. Really showing the fact this is a well-built car. You may not be getting all the equipment on there, but you're still getting an extremely well-built vehicle, and this is true. It was an extremely well-built vehicle. They did eventually rust, I think mainly because of their age, really. Mechanicals really stood up extremely well. And of course, if you did look after it exceptionally well, you could have really kept one from being your first car to your last car, really. They were that good. And then it's talking about a long-term decision. Again, we get that dealer stamp on there again. And then interestingly, we've got these little additional brochures that then pull out. And it shows you the details of the 200, the 230 and the 250. And we'll have a quick look at that as well. So there we go, these three little supplements, like I say, showing the three different engine choices, the 200, the 230 and the 6-cylinder 250. Again, showing these nice colour options. I'm going to go on again about these wheel trims, but you can see how they match the colour of the car. I'm a bit obsessed. I must stop mentioning the wheel trims, but nevertheless, I'm kind of like in love with those. This time showing a UK registration, which is certainly nice to see. But we'll look at these in turn. First with the lower one, the most basic version, the 200. And the main information really is in this text. So that's what we'll zoom in on now. So the 200 is the first model in the range, but it is even so of very high quality. Generous interior dimensions, exterior range of equipment, mature suspension design and comprehensive safety features are all up to Mercedes-Benz standards, and to the principle of stress reduction through coordinated integration, whatever that's supposed to mean. These features, in combination with its high degree of economy due to its durable, sturdy 2-litre engine, make the 200 an attractive proposition, especially for drivers who want a modern, tried and tested, long-lasting car rather than a car in which the emphasis is on mere fashion. The engine, it's a 4-cylinder inline 1988cc engine, and it's going to talk about other various information on there as well. I'm not going to go through all this. You'll find it's the same information on each of these three models, but basically there are the specifications there. It's saying the fuel economy is 30.1 at a constant 56. It was quite a heavy car, to be honest with you. So urban driving, it's down to 18.7. Quite over-engineered, quite a heavy vehicle, nevertheless. If we move on now to the 230, similar sort of text on there. It's saying the 230 has the advantages of the 200 together with a higher power output. So we've got a 2.3 litre 4-cylinder engine this time. It's saying the acceleration and flexibility of this mature engine are impressive. The 230 adapts itself to ever-changing traffic conditions without making driving hard work. Here we have the specifications. Like I say, it's a 2.307. This time it's showing it as a manual, as an automatic. The manual, urban traffic would do 19.2 as opposed to 18.5. We move on to the 250. And with the 250, it's saying the 250 is powered by a 6-cylinder engine, is an alternative to the two 4-cylinder models in the Mercedes-Benz compact range. The newly designed 2.5 litre engine, its performance is expressed by its very smooth running, a dynamic acceleration and high cruising speeds. The 250 is a synthesis of the best Mercedes-Benz features, including remarkable fuel economy for a 6-cylinder car. A technically advanced car for those who enjoy fast, relaxed motoring. Again, specifications, like I say, it's a 6-cylinder engine and it's a 2.5 25 engine. Fuel economy is unsurprisingly down, so urban we're now in the 17s for a manual and an automatic. Even at the constant 56 we're only making 28 miles per gallon. Here's a little bit of a specifications as in dimensions for the vehicle as well. This particular one is dated October 1978. So this was a time when quality meant more to Mercedes than profitability. The badge wasn't there just to say I've got a Mercedes. It wasn't just badge engineering, one-upmanship. Mercedes-Benz actually meant something. You were getting a good quality, reliable car that would last you a long time. Thank you so much for watching Quarterlight today. I always enjoy having you here. Love to hear any of your stories about the W123. I'm sure many of you must have them, so I will be keeping an eye out in the comments for those. But for now, we'll say thank you for watching. Please do like and subscribe. Take care, and we'll see you soon.